All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know.
Moin Meister, moin Jungs, herzlich willkommen zur 5. Folge von Vampire. Wir suchen jetzt den Darius Petrescu, wie heißt?
Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go
Hang
bother
on.
someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Finde Hinweise darauf, was Darius Petrescu im Schilde führt. Vielleicht können wir mir einfach mal ein paar Leute fragen. Da ist auch vorher eine gestanden, gell? Vielleicht weißt du was.
As long as you have the money.
Schnauze. Labert
Good
mir
evening,
was vor
Good
von dem
evening, sir.
Typen.
Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
So ein Pisser. Persönliche Fragen, die man nicht machen.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Okay. Das war schon mal kein Hinweis. Aber man kann ja nicht immer alles bekommen, ne? Darius Petrescu versteckt sie da. Und ich muss da irgendwie Hinweise finden. Irgendwie müssen wir da Hinweise finden. Aber wo die ganzen Hinweise haben?
I cannot enter.
Keine Ahnung. Weil die Hinweise... Setze leider Erspur des Erpressung ein. Für einen Hinweis darauf, was Darius Petrescu Schilde führt. Oder hier unten irgendwas auszufinden.
Step away, sir.
Ach, die wollten nur beißen.
Fuck, it's full. Oh my god.
Was ist denn los mit ihnen, ha? Na gut, wir haben jetzt schon Stärke, ne? Aber da gibt es ja kaum Leute, mit denen man, wo man reinkommt, ne? Hinweise müssen wir so haben, ne? Oh, was ist jetzt? Speer auf Kind, oder? Hat sich das Spiel aufgehangen oder nicht? Abstimmung. Hello? What the fuck, mate? Das dumme Scheiß Steam da, Mann. Was ist das Spiel jetzt aufgehängt oder nicht? Hat es sich aufgehangen oder nicht? Wahrscheinlich hat er sich aufgehängt, ne? Ja, muss man einen Cut machen und dann sehen wir uns wieder in-game. Bis gleich. Ja, da sind wir wieder zurück bei Vampire. Nach einem kurzen Book. Also müssen wir schauen, wie wir da
I will return later.
Hinweise herkriegen. Schauen wir mal, wo wir die herkriegen. Weil da Qualität des Bluts. Aber wo finden wir Hinweise? Ist mir nur auszufinden, was der am Schilde führt, ne? Mehr ist es eigentlich nicht. Aber wo findet man mir die Hinweise? Ich möchte gerne mal wissen. So, Ratzen. So, geh her. Dann haben wir voll. Wir sind voll. Sag, weißt du
Are
was?
you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Brauchst
Do
immer
you know Nurse Dorothy
scheiß
Crane from
Hinweise.
the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
Das ist wichtig.
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Hab mal Respekt vor Aiden, du Opfer.
Goodbye, young man.
Bringen die nämlich um.
How are you?
Wollte nicht,
I'm
wollte
not your
nicht.
boy, all right? Now piss off.
Goodbye, young man.
Goodbye, young man. Goodbye. Goodbye, young. Für den Hinweis darauf, was Darius Petreschko im Schilde führt. Muss praktisch irgendwie Benjamin Palmer Migräne.
Gangs are ruining this neighborhood, if you ask me.
Muss irgendwie da rein. Aber wo? Gehen wir da rein? Wo zum Teufel kommt die da rein? Dann laufen wir jetzt wieder zurück. Und schauen wir mal, ob wir da hinten dann durchkommen.
answer to all your problems.
Nach bis da noch weiter. Da können wir nicht rein, genau, das ist ein Haus. Jetzt müssen wir da dann links. Und dann
It's locked, all right.
Dorothy Crane. Wir müssen irgendwie da reinkommen. Aber wie und wo? Gehen wir einfach da, wenn wir jetzt da gingen, gehen wir nicht rein. Und da unten waren wir ja schon, aber da ist ja nichts gewesen. Da hinten geht's ja nicht weiter. Gehen wir da gleich nochmal.
It's
Da
locked.
lässt sich nicht öffnen. Ist klar. Und ist Bleistange, okay. Ja gut. Schauen wir da hinten. Jetzt hat er da was offen. Weißt du mal, du bist der Vampir, du müsstest auf Dächern auffliegen können, ne? Aber es geht halt einfach nicht. Es geht nur an bestimmten Punkten an so vorspringen. Naja. Ah ja. Weil du kannst ja da jetzt auch nirgends rauf, ne? Jetzt wieder nach unten. Dass du so Typen, die das umlassen kannst. Sagen wir ja nichts, da ist halt nur noch hat er immer Skulls. Ich glaube, der verpasst aufeinander auf. Überall so scheiß Spuren.
Stupid!
Was los? Was los? Aber wir haben ja, glaube ich, Vollgas an der falschen Stelle. Ich denke nicht, dass du irgendwo einen Hinweis kennst. Ich glaube nicht, dass du hier irgendwo einen Hinweis findest. Blutspur geht da rein. Da ist ja auch noch einer, aber da kommen wir ja nicht raus.
Not exactly a treasure chest. A battered box, some knickknacks, and a letter.
Ja, wo sagen wir mir nochmal Quest? Gegenstände. Quest-Gegenstände gibt es doch bestimmt irgendwo, oder? Quest. Haben wir doch gerade irgendwas gefunden. Hello, hello. Weitschrift der Zettel auf Englisch. Kostenmedizin oder so ein Weitschrift. Der Zettel ist auf Englisch und Rumänisch verfasst. Der Besitzer des Gutscheins soll das Haus eines gewissen Jahres aufsuchen und nach Dorothy fragen. Sind Sie Dorothy und eine dieselbe Person? Hat sie den Erpresser an Lady Ashby geschrieben? Soll ich mich wohl schnellstens nach Whitechapel begeben, damit mir die Schwester alle offenen Fragen beantwortet, was ich sie dort finden kann? Yes, sir. Dorothy Crane. Dorothy Crane. Aber das war jetzt kein Hinweis, oder? Ja, jetzt kein Bock zum Kämpfen. Ach, Jopfer, Mann. Muss ich echt wieder raus hier, oder? Yes, sir. Ist die Sau. Why can I not? Why can I not do that? Wieso, wo und warum? Gehen wir mal drauf wieder. Wie und warum? Was ist da? Oh, abgenutztes Beil. Das wird aber nicht verwehrt sein, Mann. Das wird nicht viel wert sein. Ja, wir haben es versucht. Wir haben es versucht. Jetzt haben wir wieder da. Und ich habe immer noch keinen einzigen. Was macht Dorothy Crane? Was macht die da?
I cannot enter.
Der ist die Trash Crew. Ist immer nur da hinten. Und können wir doch da irgendwie reingehen.
No one's there.
Red nicht müde, das Haus ist leer, dann ist doch das gut, oder? Und das Haus leer ist. Haben wir nicht rein. Ist doch das gut, wenn das Haus leer ist. Steht so den Sinn nicht, Mann. Ich glaube, mit dem jetzt nur Erfolge suchen.
Welcome, sir. Please take a browse of my wares.
I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Neuer Hinweis verfügbar, huh?
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Örtliche Untersuchungen, okay.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Ja.
How is
Schauen,
business?
was Geschäft läuft.
Business? I had no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Persönliche Fragen. Dann brauchen wir wieder Hinweise, ne? Ne? Okay.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Wo ist das andere Opfer? Da hingeschaut. Hey, Peterson.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Yeah.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
You are a criminal who endorses criminal activity. The least you could do is stop hiding behind this pretense.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Alles klar. Was haben wir da? Persönliche Fragen. Brauchen wir wieder Hinweise.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Besties.
Pay me a bottle and
Lampen.
don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not
No,
looking
Russin.
for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Okay.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed. Or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
Ja, scheiß Russendog. Weg mit dir.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
Many people must deal with poverty, but not all choose to sell their bodies. That was your decision.
And when exactly was the last time you looked for a job? Or worried about the rent, or what or when you were going to eat?
Nichts mehr, oder? Nein. Nein.
Goodbye, miss.
Nein.
Take care of yourself as best you can.
Finde das Paket von... Haben wir doch schon unten. Da waren wir doch vorher unten, oder? Da haben wir also wie soll ich sagen, so eine Scheiße gefunden.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then.
Psyche
I'm on
gespielt,
it.
ne?
I'm a Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Petersens Haus.
There's a lot of pain and suffering in it.
It's locked, all right.
Okay, finde das Paket von Barrett Lewis praktisch jetzt daneben ist. So. Jetzt fragen wir noch mit denen, also reden wir noch mal mit dem.
Pain and suffering in this.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities. but I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Okay. Die Fragen haben wir durch.
How do you feel?
I'm fine.
Dies da.
I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
Den skriver med reality. Så mener du?
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy?
Yes.
Ja.
Do you know?
Yes.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Ja. Warnstufe 1. Und das ist so. Gehen wir nochmal raus. Bert Lewis und Joe Peterson. Gehen wir immer noch nicht rein, ne? Wir brauchen aber den Personenkreis da. Dann sehen wir uns in der nächsten Folge, gell? Bis zum nächsten Mal. Haut rein, Leute, und tschüss.